Having a solid marketing portfolio can help you land jobs fast, and they can help you land paying clients even faster. And then as a digital marketer who's been in the industry for 5+ years, both in-house as a marketer, as a freelancer, you name it, I've been there. Marketing portfolios have helped me land a number of jobs and make a lot of money. And I'm gonna show you in this video, step by step, how to make a digital marketing portfolio even if you don't have experience. Okay, so step one is grab a piece of paper. Next, I want you to open up LinkedIn, your resume, and Instagram. Boom, boom, boom. I want you to scroll down on all your previous experiences. But as you're scrolling through your resume, as you're scrolling through LinkedIn, as you're scrolling through Instagram, I want you to write down the following. The client you worked for, or the company you worked for, or the organization you worked for. So again, as you're going through LinkedIn, your resume, Instagram, take note of notable clients you've worked with, notable companies you worked with, or maybe student organizations that you volunteered for. And for each of the companies or organizations or clients you've worked for, write down the problems that you solved. So if I'm a student and I work at a student organization and I ran their social media campaigns, then I can say I helped them launch their Instagram account, I helped them launch their TikTok. Maybe you had a client and you did some email marketing for them. So you can be like, I helped this client create a lead generation email marketing funnel. After you listed down all the companies you worked for and the problems that you helped them solve, I need you to write down the next thing, which is the solution. As in, how exactly did you solve the problem? Maybe you were working at a previous company and you were in charge of making sure you're writing good blogs or something, right? So write down like, okay, problem was we needed blogs going up. How did I do it? I did keyword research, I wrote a draft, I used ChatGPT to do this, and then boom, I hit publish, and that's how I went about it. So now you have a list of companies or clients, organizations you have worked for, the problem that you helped them solve, and how you solved it. Now you need to find proof. You need proof that you did that actual work. So while you're going through your list, right? Let's say you made social media posts. Try to see, hey, can I actually scroll back on their TikTok and find the posts I created for them? Or if you wrote blogs, hey, can I go on their blog and scroll back far enough to see the blog I created for them? The idea here is you want to show tangible examples of the work that you've done. Now, here's the thing. I get it, yo. I get it. Like, you don't keep track of all the things you've done in the past. And so if you can, don't worry, just move on to the next thing. So if you came across a problem, you solved it, you got good results or whatever, but you still can't find the proof of what you did, it's okay. Just move on to the next problem and try to find proof. The more proof you can pull in, the better. Results. At this point of the list, you have a bunch of companies you worked for, along with the problems you solved, how you solved the problem, and the proof of the work that you did for each of the problems you solved for each of the clients or companies that you worked for. Now you need to mention some results. So you did some email campaign for a big launch. How much money did that make? You ran a social media campaign? How many impressions did that get your client's website? Maybe you rewrote a company's website. How did it affect the website's conversion after your rewrite? You want to get as many tangible number-oriented results from all the problems you solved as much as you can. And like, if you don't have tangible results, like I helped this company make $10,000, don't worry, don't worry. Just move on for now. Lastly, as you're going through the different places you worked at, ask yourself, are there testimonials I can collect from each of my work experiences? Okay. So at this point in your notebook, you have a bunch of clients or places you worked at. You've listed down all the different problems you solved for each of the places you worked at. You broke down exactly how you solved each problem for the companies that you worked at. You have tangible proof of the work that you did for each of the companies that you worked at. And on top of that, you have a bunch of testimonials from each of the companies or clients or organizations that you worked at. Okay. At this point, we have everything we need to create our perfect marketing portfolio that'll help us land jobs fast and get clients so we can make a lot of money. We have everything, but wait. Before we talk about how to make the actual portfolio, we gotta talk about how to think about the portfolio. So to figure out what digital marketing managers look for in a portfolio when they're hiring freelancers, contractors, and even full-time employees, let's ask a professional digital marketing manager themselves. Yo, Alif, do you mind coming in for a sec? Oh, what's up, man? How's it going, dude? What? No, it's just, you look awfully familiar. Yeah, because this is a skit. I am you. But then if I'm you and you're me and I'm you and you and you and I, and then what if we have a brother and then the cousin becomes, and then, okay, just stop. Stop. Shh. I heard you have a question for me. Okay, so you're a digital marketing manager, you hire a bunch of freelancers and contractors and full-time employees, all that stuff, right? Tell me, are digital marketing portfolios helpful? Are they any good? Honestly, it makes you stand out. In a world where I get bombarded by resumes nonstop, it's nice when someone sends a portfolio because it just shows they go above and beyond. On top of that, when I look at the portfolio, I see some of the work they do, it gives me a better idea of who they are, what they're all about, and that's kind of flair and personality. So it's not just like a random application I'm scrolling through. What? No, it's just that you really sound like me. Like it's kind of weird, man. I can't. Oh no, I'm sorry, wait. Okay, when it comes to your portfolio and when a recruiter or a hiring manager or a potential client is looking through your portfolio needs to answer 3 things. Can I trust this person? Do they do good quality work? Can they show results from the work that they did? Okay, so how can you show results in your portfolio? Well, simply just write down in your portfolio, this email campaign generated this much revenue, or this landing page I optimized increased conversions by X amount, or hey, I created this social media strategy and it generated this many impressions, right? What are you doing? I can explain. I can explain. So now trust. How do you establish trust in your portfolio? Well, simply just adding a bunch of logos of places you've worked at, including testimonials, is enough to get a recruiter or hiring manager or even a prospect to be like, yo, this person worked with a lot of people say good things, I trust them. And so lastly, in terms of showing quality of work, because I've hired freelancers in the past and I go to open their videos or their copy on the Google Doc and I read it and I'm like, oh, this is not that good, I don't want to hire you. So to overcome that, actually do good work and link to the work that you've done in your portfolio. And you're sure we're not like long lost siblings or something? This is kind of weird, man. I can't. By the way, y'all, if you're enjoying this video, check out my links in the description below. I've linked to some free courses I've created where I'll help you break into digital marketing or even make your first $5,000 as a freelance marketer. Link below in the description of this video to those free courses. Let's get back to the video. It's hot. Okay, so now that we know what to include in our portfolio, let's actually make it. And to demonstrate, I'll use my own portfolio for this example. Now, counter to common belief, your portfolio doesn't need to be a fancy website or something crazy digital or anything like that. Honestly, it can just be as simple as this. It's a Canva presentation slide, and this works because you can add cool drag and drop shapes and images, you can take screenshots, put it in here, you can make it look visual, you could even share it by clicking here and then copy link, you send it off to clients, they can look through the presentation, and since it's a Canva document, most people know how to use a Canva document. So first I have here is a brief picture of myself and a one-line statement, or I guess in this case 2, 3, whatever. A simple statement describing what I do. So in this case, hey, I'm Alif, I'm based in Toronto, and I help small to medium business close more leads, convert followers, and sell more services with email marketing. It sounds fancy, but all you have to do is say, hey, I'm Joanna, I'm a social media marketer, and I help brands drive more awareness through content. I help X achieve Y with Z. Now, if you're not sure about what your niche is and who my X and the Y's are, just write your name and then your title. Alif, social media marketer. Joanna, blog writer. So next, I've included a list of tools that I use. During my time freelancing and everything, during sales calls, a lot of clients would ask, what tools are you familiar with? And it came up so much that I'm like, you know what, let me just include it in my portfolio. That's why I included what tools I'm familiar with. From there, I listed down, as you can see, some of the clients I've worked with. So all I did was go on my client's LinkedIn, take a screenshot of their banner, and just posted it over onto my Canva presentation doc. And over here are some software clients I've worked with. And again, all I did was search up their logo on Google, copy paste, bloop, and they're on my portfolio. Now, if you've worked for a previous company, you can include them here in your portfolio. If you work for a previous client, you can include them in your portfolio. You may need to ask permission if you can share this kind of stuff. I remember speaking to a client once and I'm like, so before we start working, you're cool if I add you to my portfolio? And they were like, I'm kind of a little hesitant. And I'm like, oh God. So from there, I included what I can do for the client. So in this case, since I'm right now, as this recording, an email marketer, this is what I have. But if you're a social media marketer, here you might want to list down, here's what I can do for you. Competitor research, content strategy session, 15 social media posts, or whatever you feel like you're good at and you can deliver for the client, listed down in this format. You can also at this point include testimonials you've collected from previous clients. I didn't include testimonials yet. From there, I go into little examples of client work I've done. So over here you can see Onesulting, this is the client I've worked with, and I wrote a brief description on what they do. Then over here, I wrote down the work that I did for them. And again, remember that page I told you to take notes on? This is why this is useful. You see how it connects, huh? And then for the next slide over here, I included screenshots of email automations and things I've done for them. From there, results. So I revamped their legacy automations and over $10,000 in total revenue generated, right? So again, remember when I told you to look back and pull examples of tangible results you achieved for your previous workplaces? This is where you do it, right? And then I repeat it again. So this is another client, what they do, the work I did for them. This is interesting because I included a link to a Google Docs. And so I'm like, instead of taking a screenshot of the Google Doc, I'll just link to the Google Doc. And so I did here. So if clients want to see how I write things, my writing quality, they can just click this and view it themselves. And of course, results. And then I simply repeat. So again, client, what they do, examples of work, and then results. Last but not least, by the end of your portfolio, you want to include a call to action. So in this case, interested in hiring me, email me for rates. My email address is right there. One thing I want you to keep in mind, it's not about the quantity of examples you provide in your portfolio. It's more about quality and relevance. Let me explain the difference. When a client comes to you, or a hiring manager or recruiter, they want to see examples of work that you've done that's very similar to them. That way, it's easier for them to tell if you can adapt to their stuff or not, right? And don't include so much where it's overwhelming, but instead include like 5 to 6 really good ones that you're really proud of. So now that we have our portfolio, how do we actually use it to get a job or land a client? Well, okay, don't ask why I have these. I just go with me. So let's say you are a freelancer. My girlfriend's gonna be really mad at that. So let's say you're a freelancer and you have a market portfolio. How can you use it to land a client? Well, first, you obviously want to include a link to your portfolio in your link in bio, in your LinkedIn, and even your website. But here's a cool trick that I've personally used that has worked really well, okay? Let's say client DMs you, they're like, hey, I'm interested in your service, and you're like, yeah, sure, let's book a call, and the call is like in 2 days. Right after booking that call, send them the link to your portfolio and say something like this. Hey John, I'm really excited to speak with you. Just to give you an idea of what I'm all about, here's a link to my portfolio so you can see the previous work I've done for previous clients, just so you get an assessment and a feel for my skill set. Thanks again, looking super forward to speaking with you in a couple days. And let me tell you, I've done this myself, and like it's cool because I remember I had a client and I sent them this portfolio, and when I got on the call, I'm like, hey, do you have any questions about my expertise or anything of that nature? And she was like, no, actually, I have no questions. I know for a fact that you can definitely do this job. And she said that because I sent her the link to the portfolio before the call. So I was pretty much sold before the call. All right. Hey, what's going on? How can you use your portfolio to land a job? First of all, it goes with what I'm saying. Include the link to the portfolio on your resume and your LinkedIn. But similar to what I just described for the freelancer, when you just booked a call with a recruiter or hiring manager, send them the link to your portfolio before the call. And what's interesting is very similar to the sales call approach I just described. When you go on the call, you'll notice the recruiter say something like, wow, your portfolio is great. It seems like you have a lot of great experiences. And again, you're sold before you even get on the call. It's a great way to come off strong in your interview. Think about it. When you're about to buy something online, you read a lot of reviews, testimonials, and all those different things, right? Well, that's what your marketing portfolio is there for, because you are the product that people are buying, but they want to read reviews of you. That's sort of how to think about it. Yeah, I'll see you soon, man. I'll see you soon. Hey. No. No. No! Anyways, I'll see you at the next video.